all of you want an alpha male. Do you all truly think you qualify for one? And why? If not, are you willing to make changes in yourself to get one? That's a pretty good question. So she's saying, raise a hand. Do all of y'all want an alpha male, like a masculine man? Mm-hmm. Show hands. Of course. Okay. Tone.
Except for Harlem, though.
I don't really, I don't.
You would take a man that you could run all around and through?
No, I want a partner. So I don't want anybody that I can run over, and I don't want. I don't want a man to have to have a certain
demeanor.
Yeah, the alpha demeanor.
Let me ask you a question, Tone.
Sure, go ahead.
Are you religious at all?
I'm spiritual.
Spiritual. Do you believe in God?
I do.
Okay. Do you believe in this order? God over man, man over woman, woman over children?
No.
Okay, let me ask you a question, right?
There you go.
Who's better at leading? Is God better at leading men?
Is God better? I don't understand the question. Then what?
No, is God better at leading men, or is man better at leading God?
Oh, God is the lead.
God is the lead. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Now, generally speaking, and we already answered this anyway, but I'll have you should give the same answer that you gave before. Generally speaking, is men better at leading women?
No.
Okay, you changed your answer. Last time you said yes.
I never said yes to that.
Yeah, you did. We went around a panel and you said that generally speaking, men are better at leading the men.
I never said that.
We went around a whole panel. Okay, maybe.
No,
is she gaslighting right now?
No.
Chat, y'all can rewind it back.
She gaslighting because she's a feminist. She admitted that.
I never said that.
Okay,
Never
maybe she didn't.
I promise you.
Maybe she didn't. Okay.
No, sir.
Okay.
She don't fuck with men like that. Like that right now. No.
All right.
No, sir.
Okay, fair
You
enough.
can do the thing. Go down the line. She's going to put a woman
above
with God.
So woman gonna be above there with God.
I'm just saying we're all equal.
Okay, you think we all equal. So this is the reason why. So once again, I don't know your ins and out of your relationship at all. I don't know the reason why you divorced that man. He probably was a bad man, right? Terrible. Let's just say that, right? But I will put this on top of that though too. Men, we all men, we just want a woman that is submissive, fun, feminine, and that can follow our lead and not give us a headache. We kind of just want peace, right?
Right.
And since in men we have a natural propensity, not even proclivity, because a proclivity is a tendency. It's in our biology, a propensity to lead women. Right, not to lead other men. Right, we do have a natural proclivity to lead other men, a natural proclivity to lead in general, right? But we have a natural propensity to actually lead women. So it's like biologically in us. With that being said, one of the reasons why a predictor, I'm thinking, why you divorced your man, because you divorced him, is because his inability to lead. His inability to show you that, he's that guy, and you could feel safe and secure around him emotionally, financially, spiritually. If he gave you that ability and he also was charismatic, that made you still feel them butterflies every now and then, and got that little thing down there wet, you'll be married.
That's assuming that I want to be married.
No, but you were married. But say if you was checking those boxes off of what I said, so would you divorce? Would you have divorced that man?
No, but not because.
Okay. Booyah.
But not. I lost my train of thought because something you said.
That's okay. Take your time.
I wanted to comment on.
What part was it when I was talking about?
It was about the lead. Oh, but let me ask you this question.
Sure.
Why do women need to be led? In your opinion.
Okay. Good question. Good. So, why do women need to be led? Mm-hmm. Is because women are incapable of making, generally speaking, logical decisions without getting their emotions involved. So that's a reason. Not only that, women are naturally indecisive creatures. Meaning most of you
Don't know
barely
what
even
y'all
know what you want to eat. You barely know what you want to eat half the time, right? So since you are indecisive in your decision making, then it's like men are more decisive in decision making. Men are more logical. Men are more tactical in their approach to things. Men have a natural ability to come up with plans and strategize things. I'm not saying that women don't. Women do all of these things. I'm just saying that men do it better. That's why they're better at leading. When it comes to leading, you put the best person in charge. You don't put the second best in charge. What, Harlem?
So
And then back to you.
Okay.
According to statistics, right? How many female serial killers are out there compared to men? Since men think logically, I'm just trying to understand. Like, y'all make the conscious decision to go out there and murder somebody,
Harlem.
even when y'all get into a situation.
I got you, Harlem. I already gave a statistic and a fact, and I gave women's props, which I didn't even want it. I said when it comes to intelligence, right, and competence, it's a bell curve.
Right.
It goes like this. And I said that men are the dumbest people in the world, meaning that they're going to make the dumbest decisions in the world, the baddest choices in the world. But guess what?
That.
They're also the smartest and logical people in the world. But guess what? Women hover above most men. They hover in the middle right here. So the fact is that there are more intelligent women in the world than there are men. Do you get it?
You said the bell curve, but you didn't say that last part. But
no, that's the bell curve. But when I'm speaking about, when I'm speaking about the best and the greatest, men in most things, but women outcompete a lot of men in things because it's a bell curve. You get what I'm saying? When it comes to intelligence, when it comes to competence, when it comes to assertiveness, dominance, leading.
I took statistics.
Yeah.
Yeah, move on.
But I was just asking the question.
Oh yeah, but go ahead. You have
I mean, respectfully, I don't agree with what you were saying about
the bell curve.
No,
about something else.
About why women need to be led.
Okay.
But women are doing fine.
You get your period. Well, maybe not. Y'all older now, but you get your period every month, and you're emotional. Look, you got your period every month. What you talking about? You're better.
Y'all
we
probably
don't
older.
bleed from ourself.
What does that have to do with bleeding?
Right.
Think bleeding from yourself. You get cramps and you bleed every month, and then you have an emotional reaction.
That's ridiculous.
Things annoy you just more.
That's so ridiculous.
That's not ridiculous. It's a fact. It's a biological fact.
It is a fact that women have their period, but it's not a fact that
you're
a
more
period
emotional?
is going to make you be illogical and emotional.
If you're already more emotional than a man, generally speaking, which you agree, that's what you agree to.
I did say women have more emotional. Men need to be a little more emotional.
No, men don't need to be more emotional at all.
They do.
The problem with America right now is men being more emotional.
No.
The reason why you divorced your man is probably because he was a feminine. He was an emotional dude.
Yeah, no, that wasn't the reason.
I mean, I know, I'm just saying packing no more. I know he probably did something bad. I'm talking about, I know he probably did. I don't want to know the details, but it goes into it. I'm sure if he was being because you think about what masculinity is. Masculinity is a protecting trait. It's protecting and providing, right? It's very protective over everything. He wants the best for you. That's what masculinity is. He wants you to feel good, smell good, act good, look good, be good, everything. He wants to give you a comfortable life. That's what masculine men do. The fact that you divorced your man and any woman that divorces their man, he wasn't masculine in certain areas. That's just the fact. He didn't, because when it comes to a woman divorcing a man, I tend to not even blame the woman because the man is the leader in a relationship. So that shows your inability to lead that woman. Or that shows you made a bad choice in choosing a woman to marry. Maybe you married a woman that she just never can be led because she has suffering from emotional trauma and stuff. So it's like either that man gave the ring to the wrong woman or he's just a bad leader himself.
Or just men are not the best at leading because, you said that women most of the are the ones that initiate
the breakups. That's because those women that do those breakups, those women lead the relationships. And anytime a woman leads anything, she leads the relationship to the end.
Oh, well, you know what? I disagree, and I think that it's not a fact.
That's true. They initiate all the divorces. Obviously, if she had the gall, right? If she had the gall to go out there and get those divorce papers and sign them, or hand it to the lawyer and be like, "Hey, send those to him," or she hands it to him. Obviously, she let herself out of the relationship. If she had a man that was leading, she wouldn't even be thinking of getting out of the relationship. She'll be happy in a relationship.
The fact that he's not leading means he's not a good leader, which is
I just told you that.
Well, and that men are not the greatest at leading.
No, that doesn't mean that men aren't the greatest at leading. That means that I already told you, men, when it comes to a woman divorcing a man or leaving a man, is for two reasons. Maybe that man got on one knee and gave a ring to the wrong woman, meaning that she got suffering from too much trauma, and you got with the wrong woman, and it can't nothing satisfy her. She's for the streets. Or the other reason is, well, my dog, maybe you a little bit too feminine and your woman was taking charge, and women can't respect a man that she's looking down at. She can only respect a man that she admires, meaning looking up to. So if a man in a relationship isn't doing things and asserting himself in a masculine way for his woman to admire him, she's eventually going to have one foot out the door and look for another leader like you are. You dating, right?
I think that breakups, divorces are way more nuanced than what you're saying.
I mean,
you're making it very black and white.
I mean, life is black and white. You may think things are nuanced.
It's way more nuanced.
Things are nuanced when you don't understand things. And 10 years ago, to me, it was like more nuanced, because I use the word nuance because I didn't have any understanding of it. Think about what black and white is, right? Or think about just understanding. When you don't understand something, it's gray. It's like, well, it could be this, it could be that. It's nuance. I really can't put my finger on it. Once you acquire the intelligence or the knowledge, it is a nuance. You're like, oh, black or white, accept, decline, left, right, up, down, make a decision.
But I have to say what you said about the divorce thing. Those two things that you said are true. Now, the nuances that you're talking about, yes, it is details underneath of it, but they fall under those two things. That's how I feel.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, like, look, the details of what happened with our divorces falls under one of those two. Just think about the details of it. So, what I was saying.
Yeah. Well, perhaps, but
but that perhaps is a big thing.
But it's not just that. It's like I'm saying, it's more complicated than that. It's not just that it. What were the reasons you said?
No, but she said it falls under those two things.
What were the two
I'll
things?
give the two things, right? So what I'm saying is, women tend to divorce a man due to these two reasons. One of the reasons is his inability to lead that woman, meaning that he was docile, more effeminate, couldn't assert himself or dominant. He didn't understand woman nature, meaning that women are higher in trait neuroticism, meaning that they feel more negative emotions. So that means that as a man, you have to be charismatic, right? And you have to know that what you did to attract a woman, you have to keep doing that, right? Because women want to feel butterflies, and women just tend to get bored faster in relationships because they are higher in trait neuroticism. They experience more negative emotions, so that means that they get bored faster, right? So since they get bored faster, and if a man does understand this, he'll do certain things and acquiesce his behaviors to always show his woman a good experience. So then that's giving her security. That's giving her emotional security. And then if he's asserting himself and being dominant and masculine as a man, that means that he's being ambitious and accomplishing goals, right? Women are hypergamous by nature, meaning that they want a man that's either on their level or prefer better. So that means that, hey, if he is asserting himself and accomplishing things, then he's filling her hypergamous tendency. So a man has to know these things about a woman and check all these boxes so she won't have one foot out the door, especially in the age of social media, when she can get a DM from a random nigga right now that's doing better than her man. So that means that man had an inability to lead that woman. That's number one. The second reason is why most women divorce men is because of what did I say again?
She wasn't the right.
Oh yeah. The other reason was that woman, that man just chose the wrong woman. That means that he got on one knee and married the wrong woman. He got with a woman that already suffered from too much baggage and trauma from her past relationships, from her upbringing, daddy issues, and etc. So even if he is a masculine man and stuff, it's like, bro, you could pretty much do everything in the world. You could give this woman the moon. She still won't accept it. It's just some woman like that. Or she still won't be satisfied. It's just some woman like that, right? That's just, it is what it is. So those are the two reasons. And when women, and she's agreeing that when women divorce men, it falls into one of those two reasons. And usually it falls into the man inadequate, not having the ability to properly lead that woman. Because in most situations, a masculine man can lead a woman that's been through some trauma and all of that.
Well, for me, a man's not going to lead me, period. So we're gonna be partners.
Okay, I'm speaking in general.
Yeah. Well, so for me, it doesn't qualify.
Well, you think you get turned on by masculine men for sure. Even if you think back to the men that you've dated, and if you think back to not what you were attracted to, but actually what aroused you, because attraction and arousal is two different things for a woman, right? A woman can be attracted to a man with all of these traits, like, ooh, like he kind of fits everything. But arousal comes with something else. Arousal comes with the man understanding the woman, right? Because women are incapable of creating a vibe. Men create the vibe, which I all talk about the vibe. Men create that. I'm not saying that y'all can't create a vibe with yourselves as a group. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like on a date and things. Men create that vibe and a woman falls into that vibe. Because think about it. If the man doesn't create a good vibe at the end of that date, you're going to be like, oh man, he was boring. But really, he could have been a great guy, but he just didn't create that atmosphere that was real, good for you. So at the end of the day, it's up to men to understand woman nature and then acquiesce their behaviors, and they'll get better results out here in the dating pool. But what were you saying?
Well, I definitely don't want a feminine man. Like, that is not attractive to me.
Okay, so one of the traits...
But
okay, go ahead.
I also don't want a man that's trying to... dominate, control, tell me what to do.
Dominate in what way?
Listen to my opinion or my thoughts or consider what I have to say. I want somebody who's going to be a partner. And then, of course, there will be times where a man will lead in a certain area that maybe he's best at.
Yeah, but the word partner...
And then I will do the same. So if there's a decision to be made about something, let's assume that I'm married or in a relationship, we will make the decision together. I will listen to what he says. He's going to listen to what I say. And then
someone has to be the final decision maker. Is it going to be you or the man?
It just depends on whoever is better at that thing at that moment. But
generally speaking, in most situations, who do you think would be making the decision?
I know that you're going to say it's a man, but I disagree with that.
But what do you think? You think that it'll be equal?
No, I think it depends on what the situation is.
Okay, gotcha. But this is what I'm saying. With your thinking, you actually disqualify yourself from meeting masculine men, because just you using words like partnership and things like that. What you speak, you thought before you spoke it, right?
Right.
So what is a partnership? A partnership is different from a companionship. A partnership is different from a marriage. That's why you left your marriage, because you wanted a partnership. Because what you think you are going to speak, and when you speak, you are going to act on those things too. Sometimes you don't even got to speak. You just got to think, and then you will act. Mm-hmm. So the fact that you think that a relationship is a partnership is the fact that you left your husband.
That's not why I left my husband.
Of course, there's many other things.
That's not why. That's not even the main reason. But I meet masculine men all the time.
You scare them away, or they stay?
They clearly left.
So
clearly left.
Yeah, I leave, or I'm saying no to the.
Do you ever give up vagina, and like you meet the masculine men? Do you give up vagina? Like, say you meet a man. I'm not saying in all situations. Let's say generally speaking, you meet a man to your liking. Things is going good. Is it just dating, or is it like dating and sex as well?
No, it's usually not sex.
Okay, so it's just dating, and then you leave them. So have you ever?
No. So let me back up and say. So generally, what happens is you meet somebody and you're getting to know each other, and then at some point you realize it's not a match.
Got you. Now my question is for you.
And there's no sex.
Got you. So has it ever been a time when you met a masculine man, a masculine man, and you met him, and it's talking stage, but y'all have sex, and then you leave him? Has that ever been a situation, or no?
No.
Okay, so got it right there. So then you never even experience the full, because really the relationship doesn't really start. And she's been married for a long time, but really the relationship doesn't start for a guy to put in a lot of effort, like to show you even more things, and a woman to show him more things until after sex. Hundreds of years ago, the world was different. People was getting married before sex, but we're not living in that age anymore. So what I'm saying is, yeah, well, maybe you stop talking to those masculine men. That's totally fine. He didn't get sex anyway. Okay, fine. But if you did was talking to a masculine man and you gave up sex and then you ended up leaving that man, well, he just didn't want to put any more effort because he got what he came for.
Is it that, or I left because this wasn't working for me?
Well, think about it, right? It's like, okay, if a woman sleeps with a man, right, and generally speaking, when a woman dates, she dates for something. She's dating for a relationship, right? When a man is dating, on the front of his mind and the back of his mind, it's like for sex. So women date for, like, usually commitment. For long term. They're looking like further into it. Like, I'm not just gonna be talking to this dude and just and gonna give up sex. Like, I want something more. I want to get to know him more, and if it's good, then maybe we could get to that. But for a man, it's like, well, yeah, I'm talking to this woman. Okay, cool. Yeah, I know how she is, but I'm looking. I'm prioritizing sex is what I'm saying. Men prioritize sex. Women prioritize the camaraderie of a relationship. Let's say that companionship in a relationship. So if the man was actually getting sex from you and then you left him, well, that he could have done other things, or you could have done other things to keep that. It's pretty much just what I'm saying. Anytime a woman sleeps with a man and she doesn't get a long-term relationship, it's an L for her because she decreased her value. When a man sleeps with a woman and he doesn't, because men grant relationships, women don't grant relationships. Women grant sex. So if a man sleeps with a woman and she's like, oh yeah, I just want to stop having sex. I think let's call it quits. He still won because he got what he's naturally wanted. Right? But with a woman, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, if you were talking to a man and giving sex, but you left him, that's an L for you. You should have did everything you can to try to keep that because you just decreased your value. Then you got to give it to the next dude. And then if he wound up hitting it, the value decreased even more. So it's like, dang.
So why does the woman's value decrease when she has sex?
Okay. Do I really have to give that answer? You 40 what 50?
I want to know I want to hear the reason from you. I mean, I pretty much know what you're gonna say, but I'm just
okay. Let's go with it's totally fine. Let's go with what you because the audience know my answer, but let's go with what assume for me real quick. What do you think I'm gonna say?
I think that you may say because she's adding to her number of sexual partners.
Okay,
was that accurate? Tell me what else. I think that's the main thing, but what else is the reason?
No. That's not the main reason at all.
Okay.
The main reason why a woman loses her value when she has sex is because let's just make it very simple. Women are born with sexual value. So since women are born with sexual value because most men are attracted to most women, it's her job to preserve her sexual value for the right man. So it's different for a man. Most women aren't attracted to most men. Most women are attracted to the accomplished men. So men have to create their value. And when they create their value, they don't lose value when they have sex. They express value when they have sex. Women are born with value. They lose value when they have sex. Men have to create their value. So they express their value by having sex because it's hard for men to get sex. So it's much different. And then another reason why women lose value when they have sex is because women have more oxytocin than men. Oxytocin is a pair bonding chemical in the brain that allows the woman to pair bond with her mate. So the more men she experiences, the less likely it's a lower probability that she'll be able to pair bond with other men. It goes down, right? So, okay, you may experience sex in a relationship very good for the first 2 guys, but then after that, you're comparing, contrasting with the other guys with the current guy. And it's facts on it. Statistics shows that when a woman reaches a body count of 5, between 5 and 6, the probability for her to maintain and stay happy in a long-term relationship drops down to 20%. Because
where did these statistics come from?
These are facts.
Are they?
Yeah.
I don't know. They sound like.
Let's ask you. You was married for how many years?
23.
Dang, that's a long time. What age did you get married?
I was 28.
28. How many bodies, you probably wouldn't want to say, but how many bodies did you acquire before you got married?
Yeah, I'm not.
You probably wouldn't say.
Yeah, I'm not going to say.
Got it. So what I'm saying is that.
Why is that relevant, though?
Well, I just said, because the more bodies you acquire before you get married, the harder for you to stay in a long-term relationship with a man. Now, you did 28 years, so that was long-term. 22 years. I don't think it was 23 years. Dang, okay, 23 years. I don't think it was, maybe the body count didn't have a huge factor in it. I think that man was just lacking in a whole lot of things, and that's why you left that man. I think that you fall under being with an inadequate man. That's why you divorced that man. Is that true to some extent? Inadequacy?
I'm sure, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
In many ways.
In many ways, yeah. A man can be inadequate in a whole lot of ways.
Yes.
Yeah. But usually that's what it sums up to. And when he's inadequate, that falls into the ability to lead. He didn't.
It depends on how you look at it.
Well, no, not how you look at it. That's a fact. And inadequacy means that you are lacking in certain traits that women find attractive, right? So women are attracted to security, right? What's security? Masculinity, assertiveness, ambition, integrity, decisiveness. All of these things in a man, if you have these traits, you have the ability to acquire finances. And when you have that ability because it takes competence to acquire finances, right? And when you have that ability to acquire finances, then the woman is more capable to looking up to you because that fills a security finance box. But then, like I said, that man has to know woman's nature and be charismatic because she need that emotional security box filled too. So it's a multitude of things that maybe he had the money, but maybe he was lacking in the emotional part of it, feeling your vibes and understanding women's nature. So it's a multitude of things because women are complex creatures. Men, we're very simple. Sex, sandwiches, and submissiveness, we good. So if you like that clip and you want to watch more, click right here. But if you want to watch the full episode, click right here.